Hi there. Welcome to Draw With Me. And it is Thursday, as it is every week. I'm not sure where I'm going with this. It's Thursday. Welcome, JJ. It's Thursday. Did you
Hi.
know?
Yay, Thursday.
It's Thursday. Mini Friday, as we call it. Mm-hmm. So, so we get together here every Thursday, and we just draw stuff and hang out for an hour or so with JJ. JJ, is there anything new that we want to tell people about?
I just feel like this month is flying by. I know you've been doing Inktober, which means you're doing a drawing every single day with pen and ink, and I think you're getting pretty itchy to get your palette back out, right? You're missing your colors. So you're on the downhill. No, what is the
I'm on the final
countdown.
Whatever it is called, the final lap. Yes. Yes, but that was nice to see all of those blunders. There were a lot of blunders.
It's a hard word to interpret.
It's true. Blunder is, there were some people who did like a whole series of blunders. Some people drew my blunder. There was a lot of me looking blundering.
Which you blundered over after the session.
I continued to blunder.
It got more ink on it.
It did. I kind of went too far with it, and it kind of became a mess. There was one drawing that was intriguing to me. That was a garbage can with a woman's leg sticking out of it.
I loved it.
But I was like, what could that possibly be about?
Well, it's a blunder for certain.
Meaning what? That she dove into the garbage can?
Maybe she was intoxicated and tipped over. I don't know.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice.
Oh my gosh, I just saw a country to pop in the chat I haven't seen yet before.
Namely?
Guatemala.
Very
cool.
Jonathan Ricardo Ruiz Fajardo. Saludos to you too, Jonathan.
Thanks for joining us.
Very nice, yes.
I like seeing Central America. I would say we get our global hug mostly from Europe and occasionally Asia, and it's nice to see Central America.
And we're on the same time zone. It's not a time issue. Maybe it's because we don't speak in Spanish?
Not sure.
Maybe. Let's see. Morgan Wood just became a member.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Morgan.
Thank you so much.
It's very nice. Eds is in a rather wintry Iceland. I would hope that Iceland would be wintry. Come on. That just seems like it goes with the territory. Let's see, in Central California, it is Happy National Boston Cream Pie Day.
Yum.
We celebrate that every day here.
It made me want a Dunkin' Donut. That was like a thing when we lived in New York City. We literally had a Dunkin' Donuts around the corner from our apartment. And if we went, which was rare, we would always get Boston cream donuts.
It was very good. And there's Boston cream ice cream, too.
Yeah, that's true. That's Jenny's ice cream flavor we adore.
Sheila's here from Bulgaria.
Very cool.
Welcome back after not being here for a while.
Haven't seen you in a while.
It's nice to see you. So we're in good shape. We have a quorum. We have enough people.
So the prompt today, how are you going to tackle it?
Good question. All right, so let's have a look at the prompt. So here we are now on the third column, and we are at number 23, Firefly.
We should explain just briefly for folks who haven't been here yet this month. This is a challenge that is started not by Sketchbook School, but by a cool guy named Jake Parker. And it's at his website, inktober.com.
Yeah.
And we've been tracking along with it.
Yeah, so this is the first time that we're actually going through the list and working on them. So far, we haven't missed a day. We've got a week left. And I'll be honest with you, I struggle with some of them.
Hard.
Okay, so Firefly, let's talk about Firefly. So what's the initial thing you think about Firefly? You think like a mason jar full of fireflies. That's like a fairly common thing. There's a Dr. Seuss or is it P.D. Eastman book about the firefly. Is it Gus and the Firefly? Gus?
It doesn't ring a bell to me, sorry.
There is a book about a firefly, a kid's book that I can't think of right now, that I remember from being a child. And so I've been thinking about it. I know that some people are going to be doing some stuff to do with science. There's a science fiction show called Firefly, but I feel like I just did Blaster, which was Star Wars, and I don't really know the show Firefly, so that didn't particularly appeal to me. But I had a vision in my mind, and I'm just trying to think of like, how can I do it with you? How can you draw this thing with me? You could just watch me draw it, but I think it would be more fun if you drew along with me. If you want to, if you have your own idea, please, that's preferable. But if you'd like to draw along with me, what I did is I drew a little sketch, and I'm going to show it to you here. I did a sketch on the iPad of kind of my idea. This is the first time I've ever done this on Draw With Me, that I brought in a sketch that I did, but here's the sketch. So here's my thought. My thought is that it's an image of people at night walking along, but they're all on their phones. And the phones are kind of like little fireflies. And they're surrounded by they're walking through a park, let's say. Like maybe they're going from one place to another, I don't know. But there's kind of like just a bunch of people, but they're not really paying attention to the fact that there are fireflies all around, there are stars in the sky, there's a big beautiful moon. So there's kind of like this reality of fireflies, and then the people themselves are kind of fireflies. What do you think?
I love it.
I think it's sort of an interesting idea.
It's a little social commentary mixed in with,
sort of, but it's reality. I mean, this is the way it is. You know, we're always walking around with our phones. So these people are kind of illuminated. What I also liked about this idea was that it gives me an opportunity to do some kind of ink painting, because there's a lot of kind of tone, and just like the illumination of them and the illumination on their faces, and there's going to be different kinds of tones in the background of the trees and the bushes and the sky behind, and then some white. And actually I have some Winsor & Newton white ink here.
Cool.
That I'm going to be using for the first time in Inktober. So I'm excited by that. So it just felt new. What I'm trying to do each time, I'm trying to push myself with each of these prompts to not just do the very first thing that pops into my mind, but to kind of think about it and to see where I go with it, So conceptually, creatively, it's a bit of a push. B, I'm trying to kind of expand my ink skills and do new things that sometimes work and sometimes don't, to kind of push it. And, that's kind of it. Those are my parameters.
The chat is giving you affirmations. They like your idea.
All right, good. Well, thank you. So now the question is, I have to basically transfer this idea from here to here.
And how long did it take you to make that on the iPad? Probably pretty fast.
5 minutes.
5 seconds.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. But yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm using some very super diluted Sumi ink here with a brush, and I'm just going to kind of do a sort of a general layout of this thing, I think. There's this kind of pathway here that is sort of like that, I think.
Now, are you worried at all for your white shirt that you decided to wear today?
No.
Okay,
We'll see if it becomes a problem. So I'm just kind of drawing out these general shapes that I kind of came up with. And the nice thing about the Sumi ink is that it is, it fades fairly quickly. This girl here. Their heads will kind of help me to anchor them, I think. And this is all going to be, of course, covered up, so that's, I think the basic placement is pretty good. This vanishing point is kind of behind this girl here. All right, that's good enough. So that's very loosely what I'm doing. And here we go. So I'm going to start just drawing people, like this guy here. And I want to keep it a little loose and cartoony. To me, this is sort of like it's almost like a New Yorker cover, right? Idea.
Yeah, I see that. And is that a Pentel brush pen you're using?
Pentel Pocket Brush Pen, yeah. This is like a guy with a backpack on, I think. JJ, if you touch that, you'll see that I have two things about fireflies there if you wanted to.
9 a.m.
Oh boy.
If you
I woke up your computer in order to tell us some facts. Okay. So, World Firefly Day is celebrated on the 4th of July, which is kind of weird because are fireflies really out at that time of year? I guess they are.
that is, I mean, you think of them as summer creatures,
Yeah, I
right?
guess. So fireflies aren't flies, and lightning bugs aren't bugs. All belong to one family of bioluminescent beetles. Beetles.
What's the difference between a bug and a beetle?
That information is not highlighted here on the page you've prepared for me. Somebody in our chat will know.
Probably.
Firefly ancestors go back as far as 150 million years, sharing the planet with dinosaurs.
That is cool.
OMG. I totally didn't know that. I would never have guessed that. As their name suggests, fireflies are distinguished by having a light-producing organ called a lantern, which produces their characteristic bioluminescent glow, and which, unique in all the animal kingdom, they can control like a light switch.
So they can turn it on and off.
That must be like a predatory, or like they can evade predators by turning themselves off, right?
That probably makes sense, right? You don't want to be going around with a
like, hey,
light on.
hey.
You're like, hey, here I am.
All species of fireflies have a larval stage that glows, but not all adults are capable of the same feat.
Well, I guess that's a way of telling your mom where you are.
Well, maybe, yeah. Or maybe you're like energy, you need a certain amount of energy or hormone or something. A few other families of beetles can glow beside fireflies, as can some fungus gnats, as well as a variety of marine sea creatures. Revered for thousands of years in many cultures, fireflies have played a prominent role in folklore and art.
Well, yeah, I was telling you about these Japanese woodcuts that I saw, about people collecting them in like little cages, little boxes.
Little lanterns, right?
Yeah, essentially, I guess that's what they were, really. You think of Japanese people as having crickets in cages, right?
They were once harvested by the millions for the chemical substance responsible for their ability to glow. Good thing we didn't wipe them out. We'll probably are wiping them out now. When we lived in New York City, they were diminishing for certain. Each firefly has a courtship display that is unique to its species. So there are lots of different types of firefly, right?
There's like 2,000 species.
That's insane. Fireflies can protect themselves from predators by spontaneously releasing both noxious odors and a sticky blood at will, bathing the hapless beast in a smelly bloodbath.
Nice.
That's kind of cool. That's like got hippos sort of do something like that, which I enjoy. Some fireflies are threatened with extinction, and many others are declining worldwide due to human activities. Well, wah wah.
What else is new?
I knew that was coming. Yeah, Whitney said the important thing to know, there will soon be no fireflies because people keep blowing and picking up their leaf and plant litter where the fireflies grow up. That's terrible. That's a very sad thought.
Oh, that's interesting. So they need
the undergrowth, or they need. So this the leaf blower.
Speaking of which, our leaf blowers are probably going to show up pretty soon.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Fireflies are lit. Made his arm a little long here, but...
So is this meant to be Washington Square Park, where we once lived?
Could be. I mean, that's...
You don't really have this type of thing going on here in Phoenix. I don't think that there has ever been a Firefly in Phoenix. I don't know that.
Tell the story, your Firefly story about New York.
Well, so I grew up in Phoenix, and then I lived in Portland, Oregon, and then I moved to Los Angeles. And really, when I was quite an advanced age, in my mid-30s, I finally moved to New York City. And when I saw a firefly for the very first time, it might have actually been when I visited New York, not maybe when I moved there. Anyway, I was not a young person. I was a fully developed human. And when I saw a firefly in the park, it so overwhelmed and astonished me because I really thought I thought like a unicorn, it was like a made up thing. It was like a thing you saw in like Disneyland or in the movies or whatever. And it really overwhelmed me, and it gave me such a rush of emotion that I kind of like sat down on the path, and I remember I really kind of cried. I was like so excited to see this firefly, and it really did overwhelm me. It was like, wow, this is a magical creature, and it's real.
I love that story.
You can picture it too, can't you? Yeah, I can still remember it I kind of remember hyperventilating. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that real? What am I seeing? What are my eyes seeing? And I think I just happened to be by myself. I don't really know why.
I mean, I also remember seeing them for the first time and not really understanding what it was. I mean, it is a weird phenomenon if you don't kind of know. It's like these floating lights going on and off.
So Whitney says the Smoky Mountains are a place to see the synchronous fireflies May through June. We might have to.
Right, because they've done studies of those about how they can start like flashing at the same pace. It's incredible. Isn't the Smoky Mountains in like North Carolina?
I think so. Yeah, Kaz says, I grew up seeing them all the time, but can't remember the last time I saw one. So when we were in New York City before we moved to Phoenix during the pandemic in 2020, and it would really vary heavily year by year. Sometimes you would see lots, sometimes you'd see one or two, and we were worried about it. Worried about that they were diminishing.
Yeah.
Tennessee. The Smokies are in eastern Tennessee.
Right. All right, so this is my kind of basic layout. I'm probably going to go in and like refine these people a little bit, but they're also going to be darker because it's nighttime, except for their glowing stuffs.
Yeah, I think on that same trip when I saw the very first Firefly, it was in New York City, and I think I was there actually on a work trip, and then the weekend after I'd finished the work stuff I was doing, a friend who lived in Pennsylvania invited us to come stay at his house for the weekend, and it was like he had a big backyard and a row of hedges that kind of went all, and the whole hedge it was full. It was like it was absolute mania. Like it was so magical, and thankfully that wasn't my first encounter, or I might have just like died on the spot. Might have had like coronary arrest, but it was like, I mean, it looked like as if you had Christmas lights strung up in your bushes. Like there were that many white lights blinking, and it was very cool.
It certainly seems like an interesting adaptation.
Yeah. Oh, Whitney said the Smokies are in Tennessee and North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
There you go, babe.
Some of these people have slightly unfortunate posture, but...
You gave the gal on the right a shapely calf.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, she's been like lifting at the gym.
She's wearing a short skirt, too, to show off those gams.
I mean, why not? If you're working hard at the gym.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, go short or go home. I mean, these all look like young people, too, in your fiction, right?
That's my comment as a curmudgeonly old person. These damn youngsters walking around with their
phones. The same thing
not even looking where they're going. But it's funny because I'm finding that there's like motifs that are coming back time and again as I'm working on these Inktober ones. And I did draw Reckless. I drew a guy who was on the phone on the phone while driving.
And drinking, right?
And drinking and smoking.
And smoking? And with a gun.
And with a gun, yeah. But
you covered Reckless.
I've had 3 different drawings now that have guns in them. And and I've had a couple of piercings too.
Piercings?
Yeah, like I did Pierce Brosnan with piercings.
I see, yeah.
And I did...
was Pierce a prompt?
Pierce was a prompt, yeah.
What do you think has been the hardest one so far? For you?
I mean, there have been ones that were more disastrous than others. So that's, I guess, what makes it hard. This one? I don't know.
Do you feel like Button was a hard one? You did that with the members yesterday.
Yesterday was Button, and I drew Benjamin Button. I'm not sure that people particularly responded to it, but not everybody knows Benjamin Button.
Did you have a fun time doing it, though, or did you feel like...
I did actually, because I was kind of making up characters, and that was fun. So, all right, so now I'm going to start adding in some tone to this thing. This will be the fun part, the truly fun part. It's going to have an overall tone, I think, except for around these lights, around this moon.
I'm glad you put in a crescent moon because you definitely want like the darkest possible night for seeing the firefly.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. I just kind of did it because it was like a obvious moon shape. Because I'm going to probably put a bunch of stars up here too, you know, like I did here. So stars blend.
But you can't really see stars in Manhattan. You just don't.
Well,
Too much light pollution.
Maybe it's not Manhattan.
Okay.
I mean, it is. Yeah. I mean, it is sort of a New Yorker idea, but New Yorker does lots of covers that aren't in New York.
So the last time we were in New York, we had flown in from Phoenix and landed and dropped all of our stuff off and decided we would go to a restaurant that we liked that was directly across Central Park. So it was like we were staying on the east side, it was on the west side, and we had like a straight line through the park to walk. And it was nice because we'd been on a plane all day. So it was like, let's stretch our legs and then we'll have a nice dinner and then we'll stretch our legs before we go to bed. So we go to dinner and we're coming back to the park, through the park to get back to where we're staying. And it just so happened to be one of those nights where there was like a super moon, like an extra super moon, right?
Yeah, it was literally super moon.
It was a super moon, but it was also like the super moon that happened to be the closest super moon of the year. And we're walking through the park and we knew to look for it. So we had placed it in the sky and we're walking through the park and it's pretty much like the picture Danny is making, like a lot of people looking at their phones and And as we were about to like come out the east side of the park, we're pretty close to Fifth Avenue, there were some people that come on the path toward us and they are kind of in a frenzy a little bit. And they were like, do you know where to find the moon? Like, how do you see the supermoon? We were like, it's right there. Like, it was literally right there. And, they didn't know to look up. I don't know. But they were like, I think they'd come maybe off of a bus or like maybe out the subway. And they were just like, how do you see?
But they were looking at their phones like,
it was
for
like,
directions.
It's right there. It's literally right above your head. But it was cute. It was cute. I'm not making fun of those people. It was actually a cute moment.
All right, so I've done like the kind of lightest gray, and now I'm just kind of building on top of that to get kind of more and more variation. Some of it's going to be darker, but I want to get to the darkness probably by just layering stuff.
So some people in the chat have commented that you struggled a bit with murky.
Oh yeah, murky sucked. Murky was right at the beginning too.
You weren't in the swing of it. You were still really like
I still
missing your tempera sticks.
I still wonder about that one, murky. And I've seen other people doing murky, and I've seen people sharing their version of murky. I can't say I've seen anything that really blew me away conceptually.
Rhonda said she did it as a high-scoring play in a Scrabble game. Could have been a Wordle. Murky. Murky would be a hard Wordle. That would...
M-U-R-K-Y, yeah. That's a good point. See, I'm also thinking about the lighting on these people. Like they're kind of backlit, like they're lit from their phones, but there is some ambient light.
Well, you've got those park light, like street lights in there, right?
Right. So, like, I'm thinking that there's going to be like drawing these shadows coming down here because they'll probably have, like the light is from behind them somehow, and they're They're casting shadows into the foreground. Makes it more dimensional. I also want to kind of maintain some contrast, like have some, make sure that things are at different degrees of darkness. Like I don't have white. I mean, I do have white, but I don't want to. No, I just mean I don't want to paint white.
Yeah.
I want to use white sparingly because instead I want to use the white of the paper as much as I can, which just means thinking it through a little bit in advance, like where exactly the light part is going to go. See, there's kind of like light coming from, it's almost like if you were walking through a park, there would be like light from the buildings on the outside of the park, but the park itself might be kind of dark, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you walk through Central Park, you'd have the buildings on Central Park West or South. And then like this here is not really casting light onto the trees behind it. It's kind of more standing out from the darkness of those trees. And then, yeah, I'm not going to go back in and do their faces yet, because that's kind of the most subtle part of this, and kind of the most important too. So I want them to stand out from the background. But also they're merging it with it a little bit too, because some of them are back in the darkness here.
I think the reference, I didn't realize quite how many people you intended to put in.
Yeah, I kind of just put these like little lumps over here. There's kind of the lumps.
You've got some like weirdness going on with, is it an arm or a leg situation?
Where?
Like the guy on the left.
This guy?
Is that club coming off the side of his arm?
This is like a...
Is that a leg of the person behind, or is that his arm?
This is his... That's his shoulder. It's here. It's his shoulder. Oh, this you mean? Yeah, it's his shoulder, but he's kind of got his sleeves rolled up.
Not in the reference in today's drawing.
Yeah, he's got his sleeve rolled up. But yeah, his arm is way too long. It's like he has like one... He's holding a lacrosse stick. But that's... this may all get hidden in shadows, so... I mean, maybe I could get rid of it. Let me see if I can... Can I get rid of this? I do have an idea to maybe make this into like cobblestones. So then his arm won't be quite so Cro-Magnon.
So a couple people are commenting on the appeal of Sumi ink. That this is one of the benefits of sticking to Inktober is they have a new tool in their toolkit.
Good, I'm glad, because Sumi ink is a great medium.
That would be in your top 10 toolkit.
Well, particularly when it comes to doing stuff that's just black and white. It gives you so much variety, so. And also, yeah, go ahead.
So Njam B said, I have indie ink. Does Sumi prefer similarly? Not really the same.
It's not massively different, but what I like about it is I think you get a lot more gradations with it than you do with India ink. India ink tends to be like really black, or else it's kind of a gritty kind of gray that isn't that nice. Sumi ink, you can just keep layering it and layering it. It's kind of, I think it's made from like ashes or something.
Yeah, so Mineral Pass said, a shame Sumi ink is not vegan though.
Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Is Sumi ink vegan? I mean, I believe you, but Oh, it depends. Whether Sumi ink is vegan depends on the type. Traditional Sumi ink is often not vegan as it contains animal hide glue, while many modern commercial Sumi and tattoo inks are marketed as vegan friendly. If you need a vegan option, look for products specifically labeled as vegan, such as certain lines from brands like Kuro Sumi or Kokai Sumi.
Okay, that's good advice.
So traditional Sumi ink sticks are made by combining soot from pine or oil with a binder, which is traditionally animal hide glue. Okay, well, now we know. Do you know what brand it is you use?
Yasutomo. In fact, I just ordered a fresh bottle of it because this one is empty. Should be arriving on Monday. This is tricky.
Yeah, it's going to be real easy to go too far there.
Yeah, that's why I'm layering it.
Easier to do on an iPad using Procreate.
That's true. I will go in and do some white ink to bring out their screens and also to put in the fireflies and the stars in the sky.
I think the stars in the sky are a mistake.
You do?
Yeah, because they just look like fireflies, and fireflies really kind of only go in the bushes. I think it takes away from it. But that's just me. I'm not the one doing the drawing.
No, I think that's interesting.
I think also the stars, you really don't see them in a bright city.
Right, but
unless you get away from a park with
it's
lights.
a graphic design thing. It's not.
Okay, you do you.
I mean, do you think in this thing it looks distracting?
Yeah, because you can't tell the difference between what's a star and what's a firefly.
Maybe the fireflies are much bigger. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think so. I just think no stars. Just have the fireflies in the trees. Let the moon do the sky work.
Okay.
The fireflies don't even really go in the trees. They go in the bushes.
Yeah, but design-wise, I want them to kind of populate the environment. So
I see. Okay. This is the beauty of art. Creative liberties are permissible.
Yeah, I mean, the story I'm trying to tell is the story of people being absorbed in their phones, or people being fireflies in a way, like these are modern fireflies in a sense, but also they're real fireflies and they're kind of being distracted, not noticing them. So
Whitney says fireflies go up higher than shrubbery. So your creative liberty is not even a liberty.
okay.
Story over realism, Abel says.
Exactly. So I think there's kind of like a glow in the city back here, and then the sky is darker as you go up till you get to the moon. Don't you yearn for the days when I would knock out 40 drawings and singles just draw with me?
Oh, I think it's good to have a variety of things you do on Draw With Me. I think it's tempting to do the little collections of things more often than not, because I think it's
They're
less
fun.
stressful for you.
It's fast
you know?
moving.
Yeah.
Right, I think I have to let this dry a bit.
Gonna hit it with the paper towel?
No, because then that's going to suck up. I mean, these layers are kind of delicate things. So if you just put a paper towel on it, you're kind of blurring them, and I don't want to do that. So I might just have to be patient for a minute. It'd be nice to have some color.
How many more days?
Another week.
Another week. So next Thursday is the 30th. So yeah, we'll have one more Inktober Draw With Me. And then you're gonna go riotous color. I have a feeling you're...
Somebody was saying to me that I should do a thing called Huevember, but I looked into it, and it's basically like it's kind of like monochrome, except each day you have a color. So it's like limited palette. So that feels like it's kind of the same thing as what I've been doing. I think we'll just go crazy with color, but I don't think we'll do it every day, alas. What are your feelings about doing things every day?
I don't know. I was having a weird thought in the shower that maybe next month we should experiment with having a salad for lunch every day. And then I thought to myself, wow, that sounds like it's going to suck. But maybe it would be good. Maybe because we're not eating enough salad. I had this thought about we need to eat more salads. I don't know. I'm of two minds about it. I like the, a lot of people like having a program, as you often say, where you have a good deal of structure. And I think structure is helpful, but it's not really how I operate.
I wrote an essay about it, and a lot of people wrote back to me and said that they like the idea of having some kind of structure. I think it depends on how extreme you are about it, and how miserable it makes you. Do you feel deprived or do you feel accomplished?
I mean, I feel like I have always had a resistance to authority, and I think even if it's my own rule, it makes me want to break it. You know? It's like there's something just about it. Although every year in January I do dry January and I really love it, but I also know that I'm not doing it forever. It's usually just to,
What about
remove some holiday excess poundage.
you play tennis?
I don't play tennis every single day. I really don't. I play tennis most days. I do.
Well, isn't that sort of a thing?
No, that's the opposite of what we're saying, is like doing something every day is very rigid. And I think if you're able to push past your resistance to the idea, then you do get something out of it. But I don't know. I don't know. All right, Kathy said, I think having a salad every day along with drawing every day would be good if we had someone to encourage us. Yes. I mean, a salad can have a lot of different forms. So that's when I was thinking about this in the shower, I was thinking like, oh, I think I would really get tired. But you really can have endless salads. Like, what defines a salad? It isn't necessarily a lot of work.
Like, I think like a cheeseburger salad sounds really good. Steak salad, chicken salad, tuna salad, just meat-forward salads.
Everyone I think who is a regular on the show knows we are pigs. Like, we love to hog out, and we're omnivores. I wish that I could be more Spartan and more.
We're back. Sorry about that, guys.
Wow.
Yes.
We don't know what happens. Honestly, it's a piece of our streaming gear that it's happened more than once. We've been trying to figure it out. We think it's something in our setup.
Yeah, it's difficult to do. It's difficult to pinpoint because it only happens when you're live streaming. So
yeah, unfortunately, the way to test it is to have it fail.
Anyway, it seems to be fixed now, so that's good.
I think.
Give me a chance to have this stuff dry too, which is what I wanted.
Well, yeah, a few people said the same. They needed time.
It was an excuse to.
We lost a lot of viewers. Oh well.
Hopefully they'll come back. If they don't,
this is just how,
it's just us diehards.
This is how the salad crumbles sometimes.
Not the salad again.
This was the universe trying to intervene on us eating all these dumb salads.
Yeah, just saying, like, shut up about the salads already.
Move on. Jen says, potato salad, egg salad, lobster salad. Yes. Crab, niçoise, cob. Oh, there's a really nice strawberry spinach salad with poppy seed dressing and candied pecans. Yes. All of those.
What about ambrosia?
No.
I love ambrosia.
I don't think that qualifies as a salad.
Of course. What about Jell-O salad?
It's not a salad.
Jell-O salad?
It's not a salad.
Got it in the name, it
It's
says.
not a salad. It's fake salad.
Fake salad. Did you say steak salad?
Steak salad?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a salad place that we used to go to in New York called Sweet Green. We also had it when we lived in LA. But mostly we would go in New York because it was near our apartment. They're building one. And in Phoenix, nothing is walkable. It's walkable. It's like on the corner of the street that we live on. So we're waiting anxiously for Sweet Green. Although we won't be able to eat there every day because we'd go broke.
That's true. It is kind of expensive.
It is so expensive. All restaurants are expensive right now. It's very, I mean, not that I'm not saying they shouldn't be. I know restaurants have a very challenging time in the economy. A lot of expenses, but it's not nothing.
Well, we eat home quite a lot.
We
so.
eat home huge amount, and in fact, we went out to eat last week somewhere, and you were like, "We should go out to eat more often." We love dining out, but we really do eat at home most of the time. There was a time on Draw With Me when you drew a big salad.
That's true.
Do you remember? We talked about the Seinfeld episode. You had to order the big salad. So many people are not going to get that reference because it really is amazing how old it is. But it was a very funny thing.
All right, I'm going to start with the white ink.
All right, bring on the fireflies.
I got to get my brush clean. So
Could you use a different brush?
I did.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
using 3 brushes actually.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start. Here we go.
Whoop whoop.
I want them to be kind of largish, I think. Not sure if my background is dark enough. Are they standing out? I guess they are.
Jen thought you were going to bring out the toothbrush.
Yeah, no, I got to be more.
You did the toothbrush during Blender Week.
Yeah. This ink is sort of, it's not quite high contrast enough, but.
Well, because
So
it's
it's like
not
when I draw.
wash, right?
Yeah, that's true also. Well, I think I can use the gel pen on top of it, so. I think there's just not enough contrast. I think my sketch has much better contrast. I think I gotta keep going with this contrast. Some of this needs to go all the way to black. Right, that's a bit better. But there just still seems to be too much going on in the environment to make the people stand out.
Well, it's hard to get their glow.
Right. Because you really need the contrast so that the light stands out. All right, that helped. Okay. Yeah, you see this white gel pen is much brighter.
Yeah.
But the white ink is kind of a little glow around the gel pen, so that could be nice.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sleepy old owl came in late and thought this drawing was awake.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's true. It does look like people carrying like little candles.
Yeah, it does.
I know what the problem is. These phones should be black. That makes much more sense. Phones are, seen from behind, the phones are dark.
And so are the hands, probably.
Right. It's the contrast of the like white on their chests, the light on their chests, and then on their lower faces.
I think,
Are we running out of time?
oh yeah.
Sorry about this. This is more ambitious than I thought it was going to be. I should have known, really.
Well, you added a lot more stuff than what you had in your reference.
Yeah.
Your pre-sketch.
Yeah, well, that's what that allows you to have some creative latitude.
I do have to go soon.
You do, I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Rhonda's asking what pen you used for the fireflies in the sky.
That's this white gel pen, Jelly Roll. Sakura white gel pen.
Jelly roll. Boston cream pie jelly roll.
I know.
What's the opposite of a salad? A Boston cream pie donut.
Maybe we have to invent the Boston cream salad.
That's a salad I can get behind.
Wake for Naroditsky at chess.
I think I saw that, and he was quite young.
I think yeah.
he was quite
They
young,
didn't say what happened to him, but did he harm himself? Possibly.
I don't know. Let's not speculate.
No, it's not a wake.
It's fireflies.
It's fireflies. But they do look solemn, so that might be part of the reason for that.
It's okay.
All right. Well, let's stop.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up because I got to go.
JJ has to go.
I'm sorry. I have an appointment
Okay.
outside the house.
All right. Let's get going. Let's get cracking. I'll keep working on this. I'll post it. You'll see it here on YouTube. So I hope that you'll become a member. That way you won't. If you want to draw with me every day, Wednesdays is the day that I draw with members only. and I wear a members only jacket usually. So
We love our members.
So I'd love to see your interpretation of fireflies, whether it's based on my sketch or based on your own idea. That's cool. Please share it on Facebook or on Instagram and tag it #SBS Draw With Me. SBS stands for Sketchbook School. Sketchbook School. And I put out an essay every week, Danny'sEssays.com. And it's free. And sign up for it. It's a lot of. I'm doing a lot of interesting new experiments with it, and I think you might like it. And please subscribe to this channel. Because then you'll get a notification next time we do this, and you will be able to join us. Right, JJ?
Yep.
You're subscribed.
I am.
You get notified.
I do.
Even though you're here anyway.
Yep.
So yes, subscribe. Thanks, guys, and I will post this here. I don't know, later today.
And we'll see you next week as
we
wrap up Inktober.
Yes, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're off to have some salad. Bye.